guys, welcome back to another review of the Empire Pictures stuff. I'm going to restart that because I kind of said the wrong thing. It's the year of the Empire is what I always say.
Damn, did you just say Empire Pictures stuff?
Welcome back to the Empire Pictures stuff.
It's like when you don't know what you're talking about. That's an outtake you need to say.
Alright. But anyways, welcome back to the year of the Empire. We are reviewing the movie From Beyond, which was made by Stuart Gordon and produced by Brian Yuzna, the same people who made Re-Animator.
So I haven't seen Re-Animator, so...
Now, if you're just now hopping onto this review train, the reason we haven't done Re-Animator yet is that it's not in the Empire Pictures box set.
Solely because it's not in the box set. Weird, right?
It's like the best movie. They just I don't think Shout had the rights for it. I think Arrow Video has the
and part of it,
rights
I
for
see
it.
them do a lot of this stuff when like it's a collection of movies and they're just like, hey, this one sold really well. We're gonna sell it separately
because they will buy it.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
So that's the reason we haven't done Re-Animator yet. Even though Re-Animator at this point in time, even though we're going in order, came out way before. This was pretty much his follow-up. Stuart Gordon also made Dolls that we just reviewed 2 reviews ago.
From what you said, this is basically a spiritual sequel.
Yeah. We were watching the bonus features. Stuart Gordon even believes this to be a spiritual sequel to his Re-Animator just because it's the same actors, a lot of the same team, very similar vibe, based on H.P. Lovecraft's short story. It's pretty much what a Re-Animated sequel is, but there are Re-Animated sequels, which maybe we'll get to. But
I didn't even know there were sequels to Re-Animator.
Yeah, they're good.
I should have figured.
Spoiler. Anyways,
spoiler.
From Beyond
They're shit.
is based on the short story From Beyond, but that's a very, very short story by Lovecraft that this has almost nothing to do with.
See, this is what I love. I see it a lot with H.P. Lovecraft. Anything that's like big in the public domain, H.G. Wells, if they can attach that name to it, you automatically got a following.
Yep.
So a lot of times I think they like the shorter the story, the better, because the shorter the story, you could add more to it. And still, it's still an H.P. Lovecraft.
But
like,
tangentially.
Yeah, it's I noticed that. It's interesting.
It is interesting. I don't want to say it's good or bad.
You could kind of see where the Lovecraftian stuff kind of came into there. Mm-hmm. It almost had a Hellraiser vibe.
Yeah, and it takes like kind of like a sexual perversion kind of route. Which Re-Animator had some of, but
Hellraiser did kind of.
Yeah, Hellraiser did. Lovecraft does not do that. Was his?
We were watching a documentary afterwards. It's like,
yeah.
Well, Lovecraft's story didn't really have the sexual stuff, and we were like, no shit.
So that is new, and you can't really like argue that it's a bad idea to do that because like. I'm not talking about sex stuff anymore, but I mean, like...
I'm like, that's a great idea!
A bad idea to change things, because Re-Animator is a great movie that we'll talk about later, and this is a really good movie, too.
I'd watch it again.
That's
kind of what I've been setting a lot of these movies
it's
recently.
Alright.
It's like, will I watch it again, or would I never want to see it again? So far, mostly, I'd watch them again. Like,
I'd watch the case with Puppet Master.
The sad part is I watched a lot of those more than once.
Unfortunately,
for
us. But was From Beyond. I would say this might be like objectively the best set we've seen so far.
I wouldn't say the plot was great.
No,
there wasn't. It relied heavily on great practical effects, and its practical effects were some of the better.
Probably the
recently.
Best.
Like it was really good.
So
I haven't seen Re-Animator, so I can't say that. But
from this review series,
it was good. It was like really good practical effects.
Very
how
gooey.
They did stuff.
Very gooey.
Gooey's a good word.
Yeah. So, anyways, to talk about the plot.
Gooey.
So to talk about the plot, it stars Jeffery Combs, which was Herbert West from Re-Animator, and he is also a horror icon. Barbara Crampton, who played in Re-Animator, is also in this one. She's the one that gets head from a head. Don't worry about it. So anyways, in it, Jeffery Combs plays Dr. Tillinghast, and he is working on something called a Resonator. And this thing lets them pretty much like see into like another universe by expanding their pineal gland.
I'm immature, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So anyways,
when they said to expand your pineal gland, I'm like, yeah. I didn't read the fine print.
So he's working on this with another doctor. They both like go to this other like universe, can like see into it, and then these weird like fish-like creatures like attack them and pretty much kill the other doctor. So Tillinghast goes insane. People think he has schizophrenia, but the doctor that treats him is like, I kind of believe him. Let's see if we can recreate that experiment to see if he's telling the truth. So for good measure, they kind of add in Ken Foree from Dawn of the Dead and
one of my favorite actors.
Great actor.
Love
He's
him.
the best part of the movie. He dies too early, I would say.
He was cool.
He's really cool.
He's a cool guy.
Great,
in
like
movie.
Great, just like
that's a guy I want to go at like a Comic-Con or something.
Yeah, he's at Comic-Cons all the
time. I would love to meet him.
Conventions.
Just be like, you are the coolest black guy I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it's a fight. Like, Vin Rames, cool. Terry Crews, cool. But this guy, he plays his part really like, was he a cop, kind of?
Yeah, he's working with like the...
And he's just cool. I think they just told him, hey, wear whatever you want. Because like, at one point he's got, he's like a brown leather jacket, a...
white turtleneck.
White turtleneck. That's cool. And then the next day, he's just got a jersey on.
Yeah. The other day, he's just in like some like orange, really tight underwear.
He doesn't. Oh yeah, he was in like a Speedo at one point. Apparently, he sleeps in a Speedo in this movie. You learn that.
And he just like grabs a knife and starts hitting one of the creatures. But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
It's a good movie.
So in it, they go back to the house and they convince Tillinghast to redo it. They do that. And the woman, well, first off, they meet like the gooey creature, the doctor who everyone thinks that Tillinghast killed. He's actually like become this new being that keeps transforming and becoming all these different things.
Said new bean.
Bean. So yeah, he just keeps on mutating stuff like that, and they see him, but they're able to get out of the dimension.
Yeah, he consistently changes when you see him. He's like, that's where the practical
really
effects look really cool.
But he also has like this like suave persona still, and like he kind of feels like fitting into Hellraiser pretty well with some of the stuff he says. So, anyways, the woman that Barbara Crampton plays, she like wants to replicate the experiment again, just to like prove that it happened. And I think she's just kind of like feeling the need to do it because like the sensation you get from turning it on. But that goes bad because she almost gets eaten, and then Tillinghast like does get eaten, but they're able to get him out in time. And Ken Foree comes down in his underwear and stabbing a snake. Anyways, they get out, but the hold that the Resonator dimension has on this world is so strong that he's able to, like the mutated monster is able to restart the Resonator from his dimension. Everything goes to hell, and Ken Foree, who's named Bubba, he dies. Bubba dies, unfortunately. So that was heartbreaking.
And
so much.
Practical effects too. And his death was pretty cool as well.
Yeah, they get eaten by like bees, like things.
Not the bees.
You gotta say that if I said that. Some like weird things.
They're insects. I'm not sure if they're bees.
Guts on the ground. Really cool. But yeah, besides that, like I don't think I want to go like talk about every single thing that happens in this movie, but it has a very gooey climax.
The chick gets into some leather, like BDSM lingerie, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, there's a weird sexual energy with this movie.
Not sure why.
Yeah, I don't know why Barbara Crampton just kind of gets in that outfit.
I don't know if she was being controlled or it was all her.
I think she's so like turned on. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but like she's so like stimulated. That's the even worse word to use by this Resonator.
She's aroused. That's a bad word.
I don't know. That's no good word for it. She's horny. I guess I don't know. And Ken Foree snaps her out of it. You think he's gonna succumb to like this succubus demon, but no.
He's a man.
Yeah, he's a man. He snaps her out of it and does not take advantage of it.
Not that.
I know, and he has a big that because we saw him in his underwear.
He's a cool
guy. Enough talking about his package.
More movies need to have him in it.
He is great. We'll just take a
He's one of my favorite horror. We should just do a review on every horror movie he's been in.
What was ones that we've seen? Dawn of the Dead, absolutely amazing. Probably the best character.
I had my phone on.
Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. He was probably a standout character from that. And then he appears in some Rob Zombie stuff. And particularly I like him as Big Joe Grizzly from Halloween.
Question. If Rob Zombie made a romantic comedy, would it be a Rob-com? Continue.
I don't know if I can continue.
Just popped in my head, I had to ask.
So, enough about Ken Foree and his Rob Zombie connection. I really will say that this is probably one of the best Empire. Like this is one of their crowning achievements. I want to say, at least from what we've seen.
So far, Empire's been good. I know I've been saying that. Movie. There's been a few that's like, I'd still watch them again. Doesn't mean they're good movies necessarily, but that means they're watchable, which is an important thing. It doesn't have to be a good movie to be watchable. You can laugh at it, and it's still a good movie. I mean, it's still a good movie to watch. Doesn't mean it's a good movie.
Yeah, which is a lot of movies we've seen are just not.
I would definitely say this is one that I'd like to watch and maybe pay attention to a second time, because these movies, I feel like
there's some deeper meanings.
I feel like if you pay attention a little bit more, the next time you'll be like, hey, I caught this with these movies. I didn't think. It's weird. You wouldn't think these movies would be deep.
No, and that's where you really got to emphasize that Empire is a different beast than Full Moon. It really had so much more money, and to me, I think they had much more creativity back then, which I guess comes with the money. But when they got to Full Moon, it really just became all these little creatures doing little creature things, and that's all Full Moon
doing little creature things.
Little creatures doing little creature things. That's their tagline of Full Moon. So Empire did different things, and also as this is a Lovecraft adaptation, and Lovecraft has famously been adapted very poorly in movies, so this is definitely one of the better ones out there.
Which is sad, because there's been movies that pour millions.
So I definitely support this one. Another thing that I don't think I told you that, but I'll let you guys know. There is a sort of spiritual sequel to this. It's actually kind of like a series that Full Moon made recently called Resonator. I think the first season was Resonator, Miskatonic Q, and they're making another. There's like other episodes that they made for that. I think there's like 6 total. In it though, it starts with like their Resonator, like kind of continuing from beyond with some like changes to the storyline, but also I think Herbert West shows up. They kind of adapt Re-Animator. So Full Moon's kind of making their own Lovecraft universe right now. We will get around to reviewing that as well after. Yeah, the Lovecraftiverse. We'll get around to reviewing those after we review Re-Animator.
This just doesn't end. I thought it was over with Full Moon and then this, and then it just...
Nope. It will never end.
This is just... Oh, this is my life now. Reviewing crappy movies.
It's good because we keep getting so many reviews on these.
Ah.
Our last review of this time has like 43, but the ones before that have like 13. So it's like, why are we doing this? I don't know. We got nothing better.
We don't have much going on.
No. So do you have any final thoughts of From Beyond?
Watchable. I'd watch it again. I'm sure like I said, it felt like a Hellraiser. Like you could have tweaked a few things in here and it would have been a Hellraiser.
Before Hellraiser though.
Yeah, which is funny because Hellraiser has been like what's his name that wrote Hellraiser?
Clive Barker.
Clive Barker. He's talked about how he got his Lovecraft was heavily influenced a lot of his books and stuff. So you could kind of see they both came from the same source material, so that makes sense.
Clive Barker just kind of goes into that perversion that Lovecraft never touched.
And perversion's a very good word for it.
For all of Clive Barker's work. But yeah, From Beyond, definitely would give it 2 thumbs up if I wasn't holding the Blu-ray. High quality. Oh, yeah, actually my thumb is kind of up right there. Because I do have 2 thumbs up. Alright, well, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks for another movie, whatever it may be. That's even surprising me.
So a head giving head.